All right, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good, hope you guys ever had a good weekend. All right, about to just start in the next few minutes. As far as we're going to be going into today. Today's Sunday. Welcome to everybody that's watching this. Even thanks in advance to everybody that's going to be watching the recording of this session that I have with the group. Um, so yeah, just sent the message that we're live now. People may start joining soon. Uh, but we're about to get into it honestly. So today we're just going to be speaking more about um, we're going to be speaking more about like the technical and psychological and mental preparation for the upcoming week when it comes to trading. This is something that I've definitely been tailoring for myself over the past 3 years of me, on my path to being successful as a trader. Starting off, I didn't really view Sundays as a day to prepare for the week. I never looked at it like that in my life, besides, when my dad would, have me prepare for school and stuff like that for the upcoming week. But as far as preparing my mindset, as looking at Sundays as a day to, as a day, as Sundays as a day for one to review and reflect on the previous week and the decisions that you made from the previous week and how that affected your life, and what you can do better to bring into the new week and how you can improve from the lessons from the previous week and even past weeks in general to be able to improve on your decision making and your overall outcome in the choices that you make for your life. But today's going to be we're speaking specifically about trading here, so let's go ahead and get into it. So what I do now is I start off reviewing my trades from the previous week. So if we go back to, like, it's a new month, so if you look at most these days, so like on always on Sundays, I don't trade or do anything on Saturday. Saturdays is my break day. Get other things done, relax with family and friends and whatnot. Sundays are my days to really just get my mind ready for the upcoming week. So these are like this is what my Sundays look like for the most part. It doesn't take long to do this. I'm about to go in break down as far as this past week what I did. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's like this is what I do on Sundays. I review the previous trades that I've taken up here throughout the previous week, and then I pull that down into here along with the links to the actual days of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and pull them into the Sunday journal entry so that I can reflect on the previous week that I had trading. Sorry that I'm yawning so much. I've been yawning so much on these videos because I do them so late at night. But um, let me go ahead and go to this week's. So a few hours ago, did this. So reviewed on the previous week that I had. What I usually do, just to start off and get myself in the mindset, is go over each day. So um, this past this past Monday, I didn't take any trades. I was really not even on the market as much. I was looking at it a little bit on my computer a little bit very early in the morning. But I was spent most of my morning driving back from Charlotte to Greensboro, um, to get back to school because I stayed in Charlotte for my sister's birthday, um, for my younger sister's birthday, and her birthday was that Monday. So I did not take any trades that day. It was good to not trade. I have a bad habit of trying to trade while I'm driving. If I'm driving somewhere early in the morning, and that is not, for one, a very safe habit, and two, it's not a habit that a profitable trader would adopt when it comes to actually trading. You're not going to be trading while you're trying to go somewhere or distracted or trying to multitask between driving and making financial decisions. Oh, so yeah, that was this past Monday for me. So I didn't take anything. It was good to not trade. So I don't have any link for Monday. Um, I should have a link though if I'm being quite honest. At least just saying that I didn't take any trade for Monday. I didn't have any journal entry for Monday either. Monday was just a very hectic day for me for getting back and getting things done. But then on Tuesday, as you can see, I have linked here. Um, I have linked here the day, so October 1st. I have the day linked. So when I click on that, the day linked that I actually journaled this on this day. I didn't take any trades. I missed a continuation position due to hesitation. So there on Tuesday. So doing this in overall journaling, quite honestly, the best is literally the best thing that you could do for you for your trading growth. Because if I didn't journal these things, I wouldn't remember. It's not until I look back at this stuff till I remember these exact moments that I was in throughout the past week. So on this past Tuesday, I didn't take any trades, but I missed a trade. So I journaled that I missed the continuation move to the downside, as I was just hesitating for literally a few seconds too long. Um, so price, moved to the downside, moving to the downside. I was looking for a continuation price to take a high, and then continue to the downside after 10 a.m. We get that here. Price took this high on the 1 minute time frame. We get price to come up and soup this high. And then I could have this trade really could have been a trade where I hold till price reaches the 4 hour low that hadn't been swept at the time. But just to be safe, this would have been my take profit. This was the trade that I was looking at. I literally was watching this happen, and I just didn't enter when I was supposed to. And by the time I was really confident in it, price was already down here, so giving me around a 1-to-1, and I'm not going to take a 1-to-1 risk reward on a trade. I try to keep my average risk reward around a 3, but it was a great trade opportunity, 3.3 R. So would have made 3.3 times what I risked. It is unfortunate that I missed it, but it's just another reminder to me that, okay, when I'm looking at the market, I have to be very quick with my decision making, and I have to take fear out of it. I was afraid of losing. I was afraid of taking a loss and having to journal that and having to show that to the group and having to even put that in any other footage that I would have been taking for the day. So looking back, this past Tuesday, I should have had a 3.3 risk reward on a trade that I won, and it would have been a great trade to take. A very quick and good trade to take. So what I do here, looking back at it now, is I kind of take like the lesson from it, and I just put that there like the general lesson, like take these positions with small risk. The window of opportunity is extremely small, and I need to be quick in entering these positions. The reason I say to take these positions with a small risk for myself is so that I can, if I'm uncomfortable with it, or if I'm not comfortable, or if I'm not confident in it yet, even though I am confident when I'm not looking at it, but when it comes in the moment, I got to make the decision quickly. Just enter the trade, and just accept the risk, whatever that you have, because usually it's going to be a lot lower because these are very small stop losses with these types of trades, these types of continuations. So I wouldn't be risking my normal half a percentage or 1% of my account. I would be risking maybe 0.2%, just because my automatic entry size is probably to just press sell on this position here probably wasn't large enough to equal half a percent or a percent of my account. So that's what I learned here. That's what I try to take into this upcoming week. Don't be afraid when the opportunity is presented itself to you, and just take the position. And if it follows your rules, and you have nothing to be afraid about. Well, you can be afraid of losing, but you have nothing to be hesitant about. Take the position and move along, move forward. So then Wednesday. So that was Tuesday. So this was the missed position, and then Wednesday, I had another good trade. This was today. I mean, this was Wednesday's trade, the day's trade. I was looking at longs, and I did get in a good long position, but I moved my stops to break even too early. I moved my stops to break even right when price got around here. Right when price reached like this level, I moved my stops to break even. Price literally came down, and then moved this way to my take profit. Or well, no, what I did is I took my stops here, or I moved my stops to break even here. Price came back, took me out, and then moved all the way to full TP. This was my original position, the full position that I was looking at taking. But then, but it is what it is. Like, I can't be mad at it. What I have to do here in positions like this is, when I was taking this position, when I was in it, I moved my stops to break even when price reached this point. I could have at least moved my stops to under this low, because this low here should be somewhat protected. It would have ended in a small loss, but I would have followed the rule of, okay, don't move stops to break even without there being any structure above it for price to respect. So in this scenario, I moved my stops to break even very prematurely, whereas if I just held it or moved my stops right under here, price would have moved this way all the way to full TP, and it would have been a great trading day. Would have been over. It would have been around another 1-to-3 risk reward, or close to like 3.5. It looks like. So going back here, what I do is I just take the lesson from it after reviewing that and looking at the actual trade, as to say to myself, like, okay, This is Wednesday here. Like move stops according to structure, not fear of ending the day with a loss. So this upcoming week, if I take a position, right, and I'm moving, and I have to move my stop to break even, I'm gonna then question myself yet another time, just to make sure I'm not just moving my stop to break even to avoid a loss. I'm moving my stops to break even to to coincide with structure. I'm going to move my stops under structure up until that is under break even, right? And up until that is over break even, possibly into profit. So that's going to just make me a better trader overall, and so that I can prevent situations like that from happening again. Um, this was Thursday here. There was really nothing on Thursday for me to take. I didn't even take a screenshot or anything. There was not good price action really at all. I'm glad I didn't take anything. It was good self control of me to not take anything. Usually on days like I remember Thursday vividly, it was like um, I did not have anything for me to take, anything strong for me to take. So it was beneficial for me to not force a position. So then I just tell myself, you're in a good day to stay out of the market. Excellent self control exercised. So the reason I say that to myself is so that whenever that does happen again, I can say that to myself again. Good self control exercised and things like that. Um, and then Friday, I took two trades. One trade, I'm gonna be honest, was a bad trade, but it did follow my system. I'm not mad at it, but it's just looking back at it, I would not have taken it. But that's in hindsight. But I'm about to get into it now. So what I do, again, is like say all this is blank. I put the 10/04/24 just to so that's the date of Friday, and then I link the days journal that I have in here, and it pulls me into the actual journal that I made for the day, the journal entry that I made for the day of the actual day that I was in presently at the time. So then I say like what I was coming into the day looking to do. It was an NFP day. I should have taken that into more consideration before taking the trades that I took. When I got in the first position that I did, what we can do is actually let me go to the actual individual trade because another thing that I do, as you guys see, is I link the actual trades from the trade log itself, so that I can go back to that and kind of look at it from a more specific perspective of what I'm looking at for the upcoming or for at the time that I took the trade. So the loss that I took was not a terrible loss, but as you can see, it was right before 10 a.m. It was around 9:40 a.m. when I was looking to take the position. Now, and this was a very weak Type C entry where price did close above this bearish imbalance, but it didn't close strong above it for us to get a nice continuation to the upside. Price was still hesitating, and it was also near 10 a.m. So like I've said this in many more of my videos. Sorry if you're hearing this for like the hundredth time. I do not like to enter at the end of a 9 o'clock hour candle because we are at the end of a 4 hour candle, which then means that another 4 hour candle is going to open and possibly wick to the opposite side before filling to the opposite side of that wick that it gave. If you look on the 4 hour time frame, there's usually never just a full candle. There's usually going to be wicks on each side, on to the upside and to the downside of the candle. So I don't want to get caught up in that. And when you enter at the end of a 4 hour candle, there's a higher chance that you're going to get caught up in the wick of the new candle being formed, whether that's in your direction or against your direction that you're looking to go. So I should not have taken this. I think I was definitely a little bit antsy and a little bit anxious to not miss a move. So I was playing Pictionary and I guessed too early. I guessed while the artist was still drawing the picture from ground one, so from square one. So I needed to in these scenarios I need to just be more patient. I need to be a little bit more cognizant of the time, um, and this and that. But I was at work. I was handling multiple things in the sense of like I wasn't just looking at the trade. So I need to just make sure that I'm centered within myself and just make the better decision not to do that again. But then the second trade that I took, oh, we're still on the individual trade. Let me go back to here in the second trade. All right. So then the second trade that I took was a lot better. Was what I was looking to see happen on the first trade position that I took. So here we get a divergence. Price gives us a nice clean divergence after price took the low. This was the previous trade that we were just talking about. Price broke to the upside of off of this imbalance, disrespected it. We filled imbalance here, this 1 minute imbalance. Price kept moving to the upside. Was targeting at least a 1 to 2 risk reward as my stops were at this low here. Price just came down and took us out at break even. Now in situations like this, I really can't be mad at myself. Like if I wanna, I can't really be mad at myself. I would say maybe worst case scenario, or at least maybe put my stops here, because if this isn't an imbalance that price has created, if price just respects it, then it's probably gonna just keep going to the downside. But I'm not mad with me putting stops at break even. We had reached a 1 to 1 R, so I don't want to just keep the position open too long. And the stop was here that I put at break even, which is under here. And if we were to wick this, then and then keep going to the upside, then I would have been protected and I still would have been in the position. But it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. I've tried to go back and look at what I could have done better, but like I said, that's really it for me on that. So here I just put, stay aware of end of hour trade opportunities. What I said about the first trade, chances are high that the price wicks to the opposite direction before flipping to the upside or downside, depending on which way the market ends up going that you're trying to see happen. And this is pertaining to the second trade, where it's a good decision to move stops to break even on the second position taken at the time. I could have had them a little bit more in profit just to secure something as we were staircasing, and I could have just moved my stops under a tighter low. So yeah, that's really it as far as like what I do to get myself ready for the upcoming week. So I try to think of all these different lessons, and I just review them, look back at them, like how I'm doing right now, just reading them over to myself. I try to bring them into the new week, just so that I'm not making the same mistakes that I made last week this week. I don't want to do that. I want to progress as a trader. I know that you guys do as well if you're watching this, because this is honestly, this can be boring to some people, but if you're watching this, you definitely have a good attention span. But yeah, I'm really just trying to be better. So I'm trying to level up or add a layer of protection to myself in the form of knowledge and in the form of experience from the previous week. Now, if you don't ever journal these things, you might never catch the fact that you might be making the same mistakes day in and day out, thinking that you're progressing, when in all reality that might not be the case. Where, maybe for some people they can do that and they actually progress and get to where they want to go. But at least for me, when I wasn't journaling at all, I was not making the progress that I needed to make in order to see the results or see the potential in myself that I was looking to see. But yeah, so this upcoming week is going to be a great week. Let me go ahead and what we're going to do now, we're just going to look at the market. We're going to look at what we're possibly looking at for the upcoming week. So yeah, this is really just what I do on Sundays just to get my mind right, speak some life into the upcoming week. This upcoming week is going to be a good week, to be a great week, after learning from the previous losses or the previous lessons that we took this past week. Because I only took like one loss, one win, one break even this past week. So looking at the monthly, starting off, I don't really look at the monthly too much. I look at it like at the beginning of the week just to check it, just to see how the candle's forming. We might be filling back up to the upside now. This past week is probably just a pullback week, and we might be filling back up to the upside. So on the weekly time frame, we have this high here. Let me make this blue. We have this low. So this is the range that price is operating in. We're now in the premium of the price range. Let me turn my mouse on so I can use that instead of the mouse pad. Alrighty. And then what I usually do here, just put weekly. So if I do ever see it on the chart, like I don't think that, this week we're going to see these highs or lows, but it is definitely a possibility. Price just took this high here. Let's do that. We can refine it on the lower time frames later. Here, since it's already been taken, I'll just make it white. And here, drag this out. Probably drag it to right around here maybe. And make that blue. And then here, we'll make this blue. Now this is the high that we are looking to possibly see get taken if we're going to keep moving to the upside. So we have filled most of this imbalance here within price, but that's on the weekly time frame. We have to look at what's going on the lower time frame just to get a better gauge of what positions we can take this upcoming week. But yeah, it's finally glad to be breaking out of, looking like we're going to be breaking out of that consolidation zone that we were in last week. But I'll show you guys some lower time frames. So on the daily time frame, we have this high that was taken. Then we're possibly going to be targeting here, maybe some consolidation around the high, and then maybe break it. But here on the daily, I'll probably just label these as daily. High and then daily low. All right. Then we have, let's go down to the 4-hour, or if anything, let me stay on the daily for a little bit longer. So we have this high that is like the immediate high, within the range that we're operating in, say from here to here. Then this is the immediate low. So we can drag this here, right? Go to the 4-hour. Go to the 4-hour, and now this is like that 4-hour low of the market because we have all these stacked lows right above it. Shorten this a little bit. And then we have this here, this high, all right? Possibly really looking to see this get taken if we're gonna, honestly, before we possibly even go short again. We have this high on the 4-hour. And this high. Some people think that it may be too much to put both of these here, but we may wick this and may not take this before, say, we come back to down to the downside before continuing upwards, or before we break structure again to the downside. We do have this area that has been broken to the upside, which I'm very grateful to see. So this previous area, so we could possibly see price come back and retest it later if it wants to do some of that support and resistance. So price could do that, something like that, right? We could get a fill to the downside if we have any gaps to the upside on the 1-hour, which we don't really. We have this gap here, but this gap right here. So looking on the 1-hour, we have this high has already been taken. So now this becomes the 1-hour high. And then hour low. And so honestly, probably going to just be looking within this imbalance range here. Because we are filling to the upside now. We are flipping to the upside. I don't want to disrespect that. We have this imbalance here. If price wants to hold this throughout the night, then great. If not, if price wants to break below and possibly take this low, that'll be great. Still be looking for bullish positions unless we get a break of structure to the downside throughout the night. But yeah, so that's really all I'm looking like. That's kind of like how I break down my chart as well. As far as looking at ES and NQ, really looking at anything I'm going to trade now, I kind of look at it within ranges. Right now we are moving to the downside, so we could get a few things. We could get price to come down like this, take the low, right, and then give us that. Price could just continue to the downside. So come here, consolidate, come up, and go down. There's many things that price could do, but all our job to do is just to be open to the different possibilities and look at how price is moving. Look at how price is moving and see, okay, is that following my thesis of how I want to enter the market? And if it's not, then you're not looking to enter the market, and you're not going to enter the market in the direction that you're looking to go by trying to force it. So we just try to stay open, keep an open mind. But yeah, as far as NQ, just looking at it, I'm bullish on it. We would need to break some structure to the downside more for me to be, bearish at all. What I can do here, nope. What I can do here is make this white just to show that we did take this high. So we may be having this is buy side, or we may have like a sell side of the curve and then a buy side of the curve later throughout the week, which wouldn't be bad to see. But Yeah, that is price coming down here. Now what we do, and now also what I do on Sundays, I'm going to look at ES as well. So I just drag this to the side here, maximize ES's screen, and do the same thing all over again. So looking on the daily, price is trending to the upside a lot more, just fluidly, a lot more consecutively. Weekly time frame stuff. So weekly has price clearly broken to the upside? Not yet. We are somewhat just testing it. We haven't fully broken. We will need price to honestly we have broken up. This is this continues, like this solidifies the break closing like above here like this. We may just get price to push to the upside, which would correlate with NQ. Come on now. No. What are we doing? Alright, blue. Alrighty. Weekly. This is going to be a daily, I already know. And then we have this high here, which is now our new external high, so we could just say EXT. Anything above here is no man's land. We haven't been there yet. We'd be operating in new territory. It's on the daily. We bring this back some. I just like my charts to be clean. External high. Rein this in some. Alrighty, so now on the daily here, we do have this low that hasn't been taken. Right now we could go daily. It might be 4 hour, quite honestly, but it is daily right now for me. Looking at this daily low to possibly get swept. Anything within here I'm not really looking to see happen this week, but it could if price was to sell off. Alrighty, so now on the 4 hour. If price breaking structure to the upside here, which is nice to see. Right, nice to see price do this. Now we're trending back upwards with the higher time frame direction, so we may get some good buy opportunities this upcoming week, or price action this upcoming week concerning ES. So on the 4 hour, looking at this high, right? All right. 4 hour, come on, 4 hour, and then we have this external high. So if I was to be getting in a trade here, I'll be first targeting this high and then this high, possibly external. That'll be like full TP for me. But yeah, let's go down to the one. Very similar to NQ as far as 1 hour time frame price action. We do have gaps. Let me make this white. Price could come and fill this and kind of do anything that I was saying, NQ could do. It could do something very similar. So price is correlating right now. But yeah, let's then what I do after that is I split the screen. Is this lopsided? Why does it look like that? Alright, there we go. Alrighty, so I split the screen, go back out to like starting off on the daily time frame. Because now what we're doing is we're looking for discrepancies within price between ES and NQ. So we have highs here, lows here. Everything is lining up as far as right here. But the thing is, if we look on the weekly time frame, let's even take a farther step back. This high has been taken on ES, but not on NQ. So we do have a bearish divergence that has been formed. Price could possibly push to the downside. We just don't know when. Until that happens, I will be bullish based off of the price action that is being presented to me currently. We haven't broken structures to the downside on the 1 hour time frame yet for me to be willing to look at bearish positions. I'm only open to bullish positions or longs. So We are, let me go back to the 4-hour. Just trying to see if there's any other discrepancy between price. So we have this high here. Price is operating within the same price range. I like it. We have this high here. Yeah, everything's looking pretty clean. What we could get, like when I say like, divergences, I would possibly, let's go to the 15 so you guys can see it cleanly. I'm very open to seeing price. Let's say, this has happened many times. Let's say we have this low here, right? This low that has been put in. A 15-minute time frame. Make it blue. All right, make it blue. Let's say tomorrow morning, NQ, or throughout the night, NQ comes up, takes the low, right? Takes this low here, right? And then, I'm gonna just leave this here. But let's say ES doesn't want to take that low. Let's say ES just consolidates here, right? Until tomorrow morning. Let's just say it consolidates. Let's say it wants to do that. So at that point, we have a divergence between the lows, which is now this is going to be a bullish divergence, all right, between ES and NQ. Let's say price is here at market open, whereas NQ took the low, but ES did not. What we'll be looking to see now is we'll be looking to see price expand to the upside and take this high. Same thing with ES. We'll be looking to see price expand to the upside. And this is where the type seek entry comes from, off of the break of an imbalance. So if, let's say the hourly candle closes wicking to the downside right here, but the hourly candle here closes wicking to the downside without taking the low, I'll then be looking for a type C entry. And if you don't know what a type C entry is, just look at some of my other videos and you'll definitely get a good explanation of it. Basically just an imbalance that to the downside in this scenario that would get broken to the upside. Where price would be breaking to the upside out of the bearish divergence, or the bearish imbalance, and we would we'll be looking to see movement to the upside here. But yeah, that's kind of this is kind of how I'm set up for the upcoming week. This is 15-minute. Let me just label this for myself. 15-minute, right, and then 15-minute. Escape out of it. All right, and that's really what I do this for, just to prepare myself for the upcoming week. I go over the previous week and then look at what I'm looking for the upcoming week, and this will help me a lot, just by putting myself in the mind frame of, okay, like, let's make good decisions this week, let's follow our plan, because all that matters is if I follow my trading plan. I need to follow my trading plan. If I don't follow my trading plan, then that's when I should not be happy with the decision that I make with myself on the charts. So let's have a great week. Let me delete this stuff. Let me delete this nonsense. Right. So yeah, let's just make great decisions this week in the market, in and out of the market. Let's be good. Good. Have good mindsets towards trading. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have a Discord link in the description if you want to see these things from me every single day. Please, and see more. Then please join the Discord. I'll send you, I'll upload a video tomorrow of how tomorrow goes and this upcoming week as usual, as the week goes on. You guys have a blessed night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.